over there and helping us. That's not good. They never help us like that, and we never expecting. The last time what they give me ticket for $750 to be two girls argument of outside of my establishment, and this is the reason I have to revoke my license. I paying every month $8,000. Now I'm taking care of the another kids. I run more than 23 family house in Dolton. You're ruining your own people end of the day. And everybody get hurt. Is a small people is very important. Everybody run the life just because of the, they having getting good pay from the good establishment. If the good establishment, good business not gonna come in the Dolton, how the Dolton gonna survive? That's all I want to talk. I just want to be a fair justice, and I'm not trying to lose revoke my license. I work hard for my money, and you really work hard for your money. And when you have to lose for no reason, it's hurt. It's nothing but hurt. Thank you, guys.
All right, next.
To lose for no reason is hurt. It's nothing but hurt.
Greetings to citizens, elected officials, and media especially. We need the media simply because there are strategic power outages at certain times throughout these proceedings, just like last week. And denials notwithstanding, we know that's a blatant lie. Secondly, I usually address most of my comments to the audience, but I'm going to talk to Tiffany Henyard and Keith Freeman. Keep my name out of your mouth, okay? Now, unless you want it back, because you will get it back. I'm just letting you know face to face. I'm not
Thomas,
telling
turn
you to
that
your
down
face.
some.
I'm telling you to your face. Please, we're not on a first name basis. Let's not pretend anymore, okay? You got that? I hope you got that. Next, I couldn't believe I looked at this agenda and saw the word secret squirrel on a freaking on a professional agenda for a village. If you look on that first page, she has secret squirrel meeting on there. You know what made that necessary? 11 council meetings. There have been 11 meetings like this that have been canceled, where the trustees get their agenda items on the agenda, and they have been unilaterally canceled by this secret squirrel administration, because squirrels hide stuff. They bury stuff in the wintertime and hide that dirt. This is what is happening right now. So if you want to put secret squirrel on a freaking agenda, get some help. Secondly, this city hall that we pay for has been shut down 11 times in a row. That's why we have to have those other meetings. We can't even get access to our city hall. Okay, think about that for a minute. Only because people want to hide their little secret squirrel agendas and then come back and rant and rave and insult people when they bring it up. That is absolutely pathetic. And I was wondering, is the Auditor General aware of what's going on here? If we can get something get the Auditor General in here, because there is no way all of this paperwork has been, keeps staying hidden. The secret squirrel has buried it. So we need to deal with the secret squirrel's lack of transparency. This is what we got here. So we can sit up here and pretend this is an official proceeding, but there's another official proceeding that's supposed to happen every third week in the month, and it hasn't happened 11 times straight, and that is obviously intentional. So enough is enough. Okay, if you're not going to be professional about it, you need to step down and leave us the hell alone.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, residents, mayor, and the department heads. I'm here to express deep concerns about the township's lack of transparency relating to financial records. If there is no discrepancies in our finances, then why the resistance? Why not share the information to the residents? The mayor has recently reported in a recent interview that our deficit is 2 million rather than the 7 million. If that's true, where's the proof? Yet she has failed to give us the proof. The mayor also has made claims that the proof of financial information is on the Dolton's website, yet it is not. That is false. We don't need any more videos. We don't need anything else saying that what you're claiming to do for the village. We need accountability. We need information on the finances. Stan Brown, Trustee Stan Brown. I find myself perplexed by your position on the finance committee. Your role suggests a focus on our village finances, yet discussions from you on this critical topic are notably absent. Where are the finance committee meetings? Why don't you speak up during these board meetings? Where are the financial reports? Surely you should have that information, right? Why don't we have it? I urge you to refocus on the financial health of our community and share with us your actions and plans for enhancing transparency. Trustee Holmes, I must ask, what do you believe your role to be? As a public servant, your role is to represent the residents' interests, yet your actions don't align with our concerns and our needs. As an activist, you should be driven to tackle injustices and push for significant changes in our township. I urge you to align your efforts more closely with our community's pressing needs. To the residents, continue to speak up, speak out, do not be afraid. We demand transparency, and that's what we should get. Thank you to the trustees for what you are doing, the rest of you all. Thank you for continuing to fight on our behalf, and we appreciate you. Thank you. Have a good evening.
All right. Is there anyone else? All right.
And so I have serious concerns about everybody in the room. We experienced a recall, and I FOIA'd the recall cost. I wasn't able to get the recall costs from either side. The taxpayers' money was spent on a recall, but we're not deserving of the bill. We can't know how much it is, right? That's non-transparency. You guys had T-shirts, buses, billboards, but we don't have a bill. How much was the bill? No one wants to say. Moving along, we have no meeting minutes. Since you were sworn in, Mayor Henyard, we have no meeting minutes. The clerk says it's Keith Freeman's fault. Keith Freeman, what say you? Why don't we have meeting minutes since the mayor's been sworn in? The clerk said it's because of you. Okay. Well, Kwame Raoul will find out because he did call you in September and you called me. So we need those meeting minutes. Also, there should be an ordinance in place if there is not an ordinance in place on executive spending. No one should be able to spend how they want and then give the bill to the residents. If there is no ordinance in place, there needs to be an ordinance in place. That's all that was needed instead of that expensive recall bill that we never received. And so make sure there's an ordinance in place on spending in the village of Dolton. Also, the skate rink, the basketball court is across the street from a carcinogen pumping waste dump, Circon, water integration. That needs to go. Why are we sitting in a town that burns feces? Why is that going on? Jason, you were at the ribbon cutting. Stubbs was at the ribbon cutting. Ed Steve was at the ribbon cutting. Why are we in a town that burns dookie? That tells me that our leadership ain't right. And so, Chief Lacey, you know, it's really disappointing that she made you chief because you violate a lot of people's rights. You violated her rights when we were in the water department discussing my bill and you pulled right on up. You wanted to put Miss Stubbs out for clapping, right? Like you so good, but we seen you, the whole village. We saw you breaking somebody's property. We saw you, yeah, in your team jersey.
This whole thing
Then
is
you
a
wore
mess.
it to an event. And
This whole
so
thing is a
you
mess.
should be very careful about how you treat the residents because you do violate our rights. We had a right to speak. We had
Ma'am, your time
no.
is up.
Is
Your
it?
time is up. Yes, ma'am.
Is it?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have some seconds.
Ma'am,
Okay.
your
He
time is up.
interrupted. I had like 5 more
Ma'am,
seconds.
your
All
time is
right.
up.
Yes.
I know it's
All
okay.
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. That concludes public comment. Thank you all for coming to the podium to speak. Next on the agenda is general announcements. Are there any general announcements? All right, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, residents. This coming Saturday, March the 9th, will be Tea with the Trustees. It's at 14700 Evers, and it's Tea with the Trustee. Starts at 9:30. So if information will be given and things that you can't talk about at the board meeting, you can definitely discuss some of those things at the Tea with the Trustees. Thank you.
All right, anyone else? All right, go ahead.
Thornton Township, Supervisor Henry and the Board of Trustees of Thornton Township is extending a tech savvy class for seniors from 11 to 1 p.m. every fourth Thursday of each month. Tech savvy class for our seniors to come and get savvy with the computer work.
Get savvy, yeah.
Also, Thornton Township Food Pantry from 10 to 5. 10 to 5 every Wednesday at 15340 Page Avenue in Harvey, Illinois. That's every Wednesday from 10 to 5. Food pantry, if you want to get some food baskets, don't hesitate to come to the Thornton Township Pantry. Also, if you're in need of assistance, general assistance, the township offers basic needs, utility assistance, rental assistance, mortgage assistance, burial assistance, and mental health assistance. Contact number 708-596-6040, extension 3132, or either 3135. Last but not least, there's transportation that the township offers if you live anywhere in the township, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m. If you want to travel anywhere in the township, don't hesitate to call 596-6040, extension 4011. That's it for my report.
All right, is there anyone else?
Yeah, can I be recognized, Mayor?
Sure, go ahead.
First and foremost, I know Lacey will probably address it later on, but I'd like to send my thanks out to the Dolton Police Department. We may be small, but they got a good heart. And I'd like to send a thanks out to them thumbs up for apprehending a criminal from Chicago that was pursued out here after a homicide. This individual, very dangerous. He took a shot at the police department. So I'd like to take my hats off and tell them to him for apprehending that individual. And he's now in custody and has been charged with first-degree murder. That's the end.
All right. Is there anyone else?
I have a report.
No?
I have a report.
Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. I would like to just make an announcement regarding our Thornton Township Assessor, Cassandra Elston. She's partnered up with our Illinois State Rep, Thaddeus Jones, and they've partnered up with Helping Hands Tax Network. So they're offering free income tax return services for seniors. So for any seniors, if you haven't completed your taxes as of yet, feel free to give them a call. They say it's by appointment only. Their phone number is 708-730-1040. Mondays through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You have to be 65 years of age or older, total household income of $65,000 or less, and you must have a photo ID. Feel free to call them if you have any questions. And if you all have missed our tax appeal, so a few months ago, Assessor Elston held a tax appeal seminar for all the residents. So if you missed the tax appeal for the seniors, we will have an upcoming event. So just listen out. If you aren't following our Dolton Trustees page, feel free to do so because I will make an announcement so you all can appeal your taxes with our assessor. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Does that conclude general announcements? All right. Moving on. Next, we have mayor's report. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the residents of Dolton for keeping me in your prayers. Thank you for loving on me, sending me uplifting messages. I do need that. As you can see, our village, our community, myself, we are under attack. It's a shame that people can come to meetings and just tell one-sided stories and not get the entire side of both stories. In the next week or two, you will hear myself speak to anything anyone has spoken about me, anything anyone has put out there, because it's facts over fiction for me. So I will state facts, I will show receipts, and I will make sure that our community is back together as one, because there's always one band, one sound. And I don't want people to get away from loving on each other, because there's so much hatred in the world that it amazes me how people can get together and come to a board meeting and just have hate in their heart and not love on each other, try to uplift one another. So my goal is to still continue to do that. What I ran for office for, I ran because I was and still am the people's mayor. I would not stop loving on you and providing a way for you. I wish that people will put facts out there, such as the money that we win and we uh, got awarded. We don't have it. It's coming down the pipeline now for our community. All the programs that we create, all the housing issues that's in our community that we are standing in the fire for. I also want people to know that we help pay your light bill, gas bill, water bill. We even help you bury loved ones. We even did a mortgage and rental assistance, which was really, really dope. A lot of people came out to get assistance. These are things that people don't tell you that we do. Mental health. You guys know I'm really big on helping people get through whatever that issue is in their life at that moment, because people need help now. They don't need your help when you win or when you're successful. They need you when they're going through their hardship. And that's what I always have done. And I'm going to continue to do. Lead my people, provide a way for them, and go get resources and bring back to community. Because right now, the Black and brown communities are always last to get anything. And right now, today, our communities are first to get things that normally the other communities will get before us. We have been awarded the most in the state of Illinois.
Hey, real quick, Craig, I blocked you by accident trying to block somebody else. I gotta fix it. Give me a second. I gotta see how I do this. I didn't mean to block you, Craig. It was an accident. So let me figure out how to do this real quick.
And tables that people talk about people. I see that table where we talk about uplifting and how we're going to build a community. And that's what I want my people to learn and grow into. Because right here, this moment, talking about other people not going to get you anywhere. You will never grow by just trying to put dirt on somebody else. Now, don't get me wrong, that dirt going to help somebody else because they need dirt to grow themselves. But I just want people to know, like, stop with the mess. Because at the end of the day, we still gonna be a village. We still gonna be here when all the cameras leave. We're still gonna be a community, and we still gonna take care of thy neighbor, no matter what. But right now, it's nothing but a show, and it saddens my heart to just see that people focusing on just the minute things, the things where you gotta throw your hand, throw your rock and hide your hand, and that's what's going on in our village. And to my staff. I apologize for all the mess that the Board of Trustees have created as it relates to people coming into our community and basically harassing you guys. All right, quiet down, guys. Quiet down. Quiet down. You have to listen. If you don't want quiet the message, down, you don't have to take it. But I apologize for that because a lot of that's going on, and that's the stuff that you guys don't see, and it's the tunnel vision that I'm speaking of. You one-sided.
Real quick, Craig, I made you a moderator so that way once you can comment back into the thing. You should have been a mod. I made you a moderator, Craig. That was an accident. I was trying to get rid of somebody else and got rid of you by accident.
That y'all got to stop that because no matter what, like I said, when the cameras and the mess go away, we still have to live here. We still gonna see each other in the grocery store, in Walgreens. We still gonna see each other in passing. So that's why I keep trying to preach and teach that you have to love on each other. And to the youth, please love on them. I know you guys like turn y'all back on them because they make mistakes. They human. We all human. We all make mistakes. But it's a matter of how you come out of it. As I always say, we're going to go through, but we got to grow through. And the people that live here have to make sure you pass the baton and make sure that you loving on the youth too. Because you was once them. And now they need your help. And they look to the older people for guidance. But yet the older people sometimes don't got it. And I'm trying to educate the people. So you have to be willing to take the message in and then make a judgment, which nobody should judge anybody, but only judge when you got both sides of the story, not one side of narratives, which is negative narratives in the media. So with that being said, I want to speak to Women's History Month. This month is Women's History Month, and I want to uplift women throughout the state of Illinois to keep pushing because I know I'm going through what I'm going through, but it's a lot of women that's like me that's going through mess where people think they could come in and strong arm them and tell them what to do and don't think that they're not going to fight back. So I want them to know, keep going. Don't give up. Never, never, never give up. And keep pushing no matter what you do. And this is to my women because I know how hard it is. It is a boys' club. And unfortunately, they don't want us leading like we're doing now. I have two big, powerful seats, and everybody thought they was going to be able to come and tell me what to do. They thought they was going to start this little smear campaign, and I wasn't going to fight back. I'm going to always fight for what's right, and I'm always stay the course, and I will be victorious when all the dust clear. You see, mark my word. So with that being said, I'm going to go into this veto message. The veto message is related to the secret squirrel means yes that the board of trustees have, and that's a meeting that's a violation of the open meeting act. You cannot have a quorum without actually coming here. Your meetings are set here for village hall, but yet y'all go everywhere else to have this meeting and to talk about village business. The board of trustees, and I repeat, do not run the village of Dolton. It's up to myself, the village administrator, and our administration. That's who run the day to day. That's who run the day to day in any other municipality. But people don't got the facts, so they don't know what to believe. You just listen to one side once again, and then get both other sides to know what's truth and what's not. So I'm gonna read this into order, just so you know. And yeah, I normally have videos. And today I might have two, but anybody want to see anything that's going on with myself, anything that's going on with the truth, with the facts, with the receipts, I will be posting on Tiffany Henyard on the Move podcast. You can go to Spotify, Amazon. You go to any of those platforms to see what is going on. And I will drop the first one this Friday. So stay tuned because I know everybody asking and been texting me about it. So I just want to put that out there so you know it is coming so that our board meetings can be our board meetings. And we don't have to go back and forth. And we can actually get through the business and then we can actually go home to our loved ones and then take care of the real business because when they sleep, I'm still working no matter what. When y'all leave, we still gonna work, and it's gonna be just another story and another day. So this is the message related to February 22nd, 2024 special meeting, which is the secret squirrel meeting that the board of trustees had. Take some first so I can get to it. Before I deliver my veto to the items approved by the board at their special meeting / secret squirrel meeting on February 22nd, 2024, I must let the public know that the actions of the board are illegal and void from the start. Technically, I do not believe.
Hey, can everybody that's in the chat now? Can everybody hear me? Hey, Craig, put a one in the chat if you can hear me when I speak in my microphone. Sister Shay, put a one in the somebody put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. I'm muted for a minute, but put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Make sure my sound is good. All right, cool. I'm good. All right.
Accuse me of we go to court, guys. This is why I say get both sides. We go to court and I win. Myself, me, the village, because I represent the village. Let me go back to that part. The judges have told them that they can't take away the mayor's power or change the form of government. I continue to be shocked by what the trustees seemingly do. Not know what. Well, let me see. Go back. I continue to be shocked by what
Can
the
he read?
trustees seemingly do not know about municipal government and Bert Alderson's desire to confuse the residents of Dolton, causing chaos and leaving a trail of destruction and financial hardship in our community.
She didn't
I
write
am
this.
ashamed of the continued behavior by Trustee Jason House, Trustee Tammy Brown, Brittany Norwood, and Kiana Belcher. I encourage every resident to take a stand for our community against their continued hatred. However, as the board will likely continue to ignore the law, I am vetoing all items passed under item 7 on the agenda. So that's my veto, and then we're gonna give you a veto of the things they passed at their secret squirrel meeting. I just wanted to point out the things that goes on that you may not know. For instance, the board of trustees taking me off the bank account. I didn't even know that. For a whole year, I didn't have no access to any bank account to make any decisions in our village. It was all up to them. Little do you know, I put a correspondent out to the residents, and some of you guys read it. Some of you was thankful for me keeping it transparent because they didn't tell you that, but they illegally went into a bank, Trustee Jason House and Clerk Key, and took me off the bank. And that's how you know that everybody's in on it because no one called nobody here. This is $1 million account, $1 million account. No one called anybody to say, hey, did you know someone's in the bank trying to remove your name, your signature from the bank? Come on, guys. You got to call a spade a spade. But they did do that. They lost. The judge said it was unconstitutional, illegal. All these things is in the transcript. So no one has to lie about anybody. But these are things that my board members are doing, keeping up chaos when we're supposed to work together and move the village forward. It's a shame that right when I got in office, I've been fighting with them and I still been doing the work for the residents. You need tree trim, you need sidewalks done, you need your streets repaved, you need any type of program. I'm still providing. So that's why I said check facts. Why they creating chaos? They haven't did one thing for you, resident, not one. But any ordinance that they pass, anything that they choose to do, they literally put it on their secret squirrel meeting, and they do it because it's beneficial to them. So I wanted to put that out there, and that's for the record, clerk. That it's not right what's going on in our community, and I'm gonna continue to stand for the residents of Dolton. So thank you so much for hearing me. Stay tuned again, Tiffany Henyard on the Move podcast. You can check that out. It will be all facts, receipts, things you can utilize, you can repost.
Look
I know
at
y'all
you
like
see
to
it.
repost things. And then to those people that don't understand how social media works, I am considered clickbait. Clickbait is when a person go and they make a narrative, a story, or something like that, and basically they put out different news, fake, negative, you name it. And basically people click it because it say Tiffany Henyard. They make money off of clicks. I don't know if y'all know how that goes, but that's how this game goes. So that's another thing of why things are moving so rapidly because it's now a social media type of market. When before it was like newspapers or you had to live in that community in order to know what was going on. So that's the facts to what's going on, and I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you again for listening to me.
Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead.
The mayor's official veto message is 5 pages, not including exhibits. So she did read
Who the
them,
white man?
requesting a copy to you and that you print it in the minutes verbatim as written. And the mayor's prefatory statement that she did read, clerk, you can
Uh-oh.
also print that for the minutes.
All right. Next on the agenda is village clerk's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I noticed that for the February 22nd, sorry, February 5th minutes, you said they need to be amended. If you can let me know what those amendments are so I can make the adjustments because I don't know what they are.
So the amendments
Look how she looking at
are
him.
on the recording. So I don't know if you watched the
I don't know what
recording,
it is
wrote it.
specifically that you're saying.
The stuff that you wrote in the minutes for me, they're not accurate.
It's what I
on
got
the
off
mayor's
the
report.
recording. But if we could talk specifically or you send me an email, I will take a look at it.
Yes, it's on the
Yeah,
the
I
recording.
need to know specifically what you're saying is
Do y'all have the recording?
We're
For the
not gonna
clerk?
play a recording now, but I just need to know specifically what those items are that you feel are incorrect, and I will make.
Okay, I'm
the
asking right now.
adjustments.
Do y'all have the recording for the clerk's part?
Because I record the meetings myself.
Right,
as
but on the
well.
recording, it says you got different dollar amounts on there. That's not accurate. But
Okay,
when I
well,
went
you
back
just
and
let me
watched
know
the
what they
tape,
are.
Okay.
I know, but this what I'm saying. Every time we do this, you never make any type.
Oh shit.
That you never write my portion of what I say, and then when you do write anything, it's not accurate. And then I go look at the tape, and I'm like, okay, that's your job. You ran to be a clerk. That means to check the minutes. So then you don't write it in there, but everybody else got a whole paragraph, a whole book of whatever they said in the meeting. But mine, it was always referred to the mayor's office. But everybody that say something up here, you write anything they all say, anything. But me, you don't write nothing I say.
Mayor, you do an hour long, sometimes 2 hour long report. And what I simply asked you some time ago is if you can just give me a copy, just like you give me a copy of the vetoes. And I will make sure your stuff is attached to the minutes, just like department heads should give me a copy of their report. The only department that comply with that is the Public Works Department. They've been very on time with that. They have not missed a beat. This is how we did it before. I don't know why that stopped, but I'm just asking something simply. If they're reading off a report, what's wrong with them giving me a copy? If you're reading off a report, just like you just read this veto, what's wrong with giving me a copy?
I have no problem with giving you a copy.
I've
But what
asked
I'm
for it for quite some time, and then I can take that and summarize it into the minutes. That's all I need.
okay, but what I'm trying to make you understand for me is that everybody up here don't give you a report.
They
No,
don't
listen to me.
do
Let me
an
get it out.
hour-long report.
Everybody up here that have not given you a report, you write everybody's statement is what I'm saying.
They just speak
When
on
you did
general
my statement,
announcement.
you put that I said we bought in $2,000.
No,
And
I
I
didn't
did say
say
that. It
2,000.
do. It said in a
You
minute.
read that wrong, or maybe I just
It's
didn't
not.
put
It's
the number.
in the
Well,
minute.
we're not gonna go back and forth. We're gonna look at it. I'll
Okay,
take
but
a look
what
at
I'm
it.
saying to you, Clark, and no one's trying to go back and forth with you. I'm just trying to make it clear
Okay,
because
great.
every time we come, it's not clear. And you say you get it. I'm saying that in the minutes, I want my stuff to be written on the things I really say because you're the record keeper. So if somebody go for you the minutes and then you wrote something that I didn't say or didn't do, then they're wrong and they would think them are right. That's why I'm complaining about it.
Okay,
Peace
and
to
again,
Syntech, watching
if
from
you want a
Canada.
copy of what you're reading, I have no problem
Okay.
putting that
Okay.
in the
All right.
in the
I got it.
minutes.
But I guess
So
you
let's
you
just
won't see what I'm saying.
yeah,
Because
okay.
at the end of the day, your job is to do the minutes, regardless of somebody do
And
your copy and
I
making sure
get
they accurate, no matter what.
that
You're supposed to
that
make sure
makes
they
the
accurate.
most accurate sense is to get a copy. So moving on, I'm just going to go into communications since we cannot get the minutes approved today. And I just want to remind everyone that early voting has started today. So if anyone's ready, interested in voting for the upcoming election, it starts today. It ends on Monday, March 18th. And then the general election voting day is Tuesday, March 19th. So in case you are not aware, early voting has already begun. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay. And then last, clerk, when could we get a copy of all the ordinances, resolutions, intergovernment agreements, all of that stuff?
Oh, I really need copies of the intergovernment.
What
Is it
I'm,
on-
I'm
is
asking,
it
when
on?
can we get a copy
I
of
need
all those
copies of
things?
those too. First of all, you have to be specific. The clerk maintains the records of the village. So if there's something specifically you want, just like attorneys and everyone asks, they don't ask for everything. They ask for specific items. I am not to give you all of my records. I am the keeper of the records. Okay.
You
I
are,
maintain
and that's
all
not what
the
I'm
records.
asking.
I'm still talking.
Go
I
ahead,
gave
go ahead,
you
go ahead.
that respect. So I'm the keeper of the records. Is there something specific you want? I have no problems turning it over. I have never refused to turn anything over. But to tell me to give all my files to you, that's incorrect. That's incorrect.
Okay.
That's all. I'm done with that.
All right, as long as you're done. All right. I'm asking for every single record that our village had. And when I'm asking for it, that don't mean you give me your original. That means you make me a copy of them and you give me a copy of everything we're asking for. We've asked for ordinances, resolutions, intergovernment agreements, and you have not gave us anything. He had put it in email, meaning the village administrator has, and myself. We've asked, and you have not gave us anything. So what day can I come down and you make me copies of everything, and then I have what you have?
I was thinking,
Just a point of
I was thinking the same one. B1 for life.
everything
I'm gonna
that you
speak to
put
that
on
when it's
the
over,
agenda,
though.
I never get the original copy of
Let's
those
go back to
ordinance
what I'm
or
asking you.
resolutions.
What day can
So
I come and
should
get?
I get those? I'm not going to give you every record in my office because I'm the keeper of the records. I maintain the records of this village. Nobody else.
This is crazy.
I do.
Man.
So
Okay.
if you want something specific, you can ask me for it, but you do not get all of my records. And I'm done with this conversation.
Okay, clerk. You do know that I'm gonna educate you again about the law and I educate the public. The mayor has the right to review any record in our village at any given time. For those that don't know how the rules work. So I'm asking again, the clerk, can I have the records, meaning a copy? Keep the original. I'm not
This
asking
is
for
a
the
mess,
original.
man. This
I
is
want
this
a
is
copy
a
of what I'm
mess,
supposed to
like
check out
crazy mess,
that you're
man.
not allowing me to check out. So are you refusing me the opportunity to come in your office to review all the records, clerk?
Paul,
Are you refusing to allow
I'm
me to do that,
confused, man.
Clerk Key?
She's not answering no more.
Because we can go, I come down tomorrow, 9 a.m. But I want y'all to see that it's another side to all this. Y'all see the mess, whatever narrative
I
they
don't
put
know,
out there.
Craig.
But you
I'm
see
telling
that
you.
I don't even get things to
And
do my
I've been
job
saying this
as
in
it
my
relates to
videos. I
ordinance
don't
and
know,
resolution.
Craig.
Something so simple. You can just email it
I
to me
don't
in
know
all
if it's
honesty.
all just
But
her.
I don't have it. And I'm asking her if she just went on mute, as you always see. And this why don't nothing get done as it relates to them. And then we have to go and fight and go back and forth about can you
Shout out to all the
FOIA
people
the
coming up
records?
in the room.
Why would I FOIA something that I'm entitled to get as a mayor? As a mayor, that's my job for those that don't know that. But
What's
okay,
going on, just
she
for
ain't
my
got nothing else to say. Moving on, village administrator report.
This is crazy, y'all. I'm telling y'all, man. This is I've been saying in all my videos that I've been doing on her, I hope that stuff that they're saying about her is not true. But just hearing the residents, the way that they speaking about her, I want to. But when I'm looking at the even the people in the city council, the people on the board of trustees, I don't trust them either. Like it's like they running this whole town into the ground, man. Like this whole thing is just so unprofessional. It looked like a family at the crib on a Saturday eating and you know how the family that don't get along, some get along, some don't. This don't look like a professional setting where you have people that's in
We're
control
gonna
of the
go
city.
ahead and go. Come on, Ron. You come up next.
This don't look like people that will be in control.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees, Madam Clerk, department heads, and residents from the village of Dolton. Just a couple items on my report this evening. The first item is we are going to be applying for partnership with Cook County CDBG block grant for a maximum amount of $400,000 for infrastructure improvements. Also, we will be applying for the Invest in Cook project, and that'll be also for infrastructure projects. I will work with the Public Works Superintendent, Stacy, and make sure that we get those applications submitted online. They're due on March 22nd at 5 p.m. The second item I have on my report is the item that the board has on the agenda. It is an intergovernmental agreement between MWRD and the Village of Dolton. That is for 5,818 linear feet of sewer improvements in the high-risk area. That area would be between Indiana going west and Sibley Boulevard going north. This is a public benefit that will reduce sanitary sewer overflows and basement backups. And I will entertain any questions that the mayor or the board may have at this point.
Okay. Because Ron, I think he said he had to go. Can we do a motion to approve his item? Are you guys okay with that?
So move.
All right. Is there a second? The motion is second. Any discussion? All right. Call the roll, please.
I will say this,
There's a motion.
but I'll wait till they talk. I'm gonna speak to that.
Motion by House and second by Trustee Holmes. Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown, Trustee House,
Aye.
Trustee Holmes, Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
And that was item C, right?
D. No, it says D. Isn't it D?
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Chief Freeman.
Thank you, Mayor, Madam Clerk, trustees. I'd like to discuss today the IMRF expenditures as well as the police and fire, the contract negotiations between our unions. As discussed last month, IMRF
That's
employer
right, Sister
contribution
Shay.
lines are
I'm
higher.
gonna speak to that after this is over. I'm gonna break that
because
down.
IMRF employer contribution rates has increased from less than 1% to over 7%. We are anticipating another increase in IMRF and the IMRF rate in 2025. The telephone expenditure accounts with the general administration has increased compared to the prior year because the average monthly AT&T bill is 70 to 80 thousand more than it was compared to December of 2023. General administration and other professional services and contractual services are reflected.
Thanks for the $10 super chat.
$340,000. That's a
thank you so much. If anybody want to donate, you guys can donate right here. Cash App right here. $ Urban Nerds WW23.
There was a significant
donate to our GoFundMe here.
Performed by
You
Robinson
can also
Engineering.
donate
The village,
to our.
the village performed the.
You can also donate to our through PayPal, through our website. If anybody want to
The
donate,
village also
but right,
completed
right,
negotiations
right
with
there.
the police patrol,
You
police
guys can
lieutenants,
see it.
and the
The
sergeants.
Cash App
and
is
the
right
ASME
there.
union.
$
The remaining
Urban
unions
Nerds.
out of
Thank you.
contract are the police records clerk and the fire department. The village would need to be cognizant of the various requests of the unions and have made a plan to find out how to fund those contract agreements because with each contract signed, overall payroll will increase with each compounding contract year. If there aren't any questions, that'll end my report, Mayor.
All right. Next is
Mayor.
He asked if there was any questions. I got a question.
Real quick, Doug, the Cash App, it changed to not 2020 no more. It's 2023 on the Cash App. If you put on the thing, if you put the link in there, if you look at the top right here, the link is $ Urban Nerds WW 2023, brother Doug. But thanks for putting it in there. It's 2023.
It was those funds included in the budget.
Yes, they were.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next is police, Chief Lexi.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, the board of trustees. The Dolton Police Department responded to 2,671 calls for the month of January. They enforced 542 parking citations. They wrote 334 state tickets, 5,847 red light citations. Overall major crimes are down, car thefts are down, and I'd like to thank the village of Dolton for listening when it came down to leaving their vehicles running, when it came down to the winter, because that dramatically helped. There are some things that I would like to touch on, Madam Mayor, if I can. So that way everybody has a clear understanding when it comes down to these nightclubs and what actually was going on with the nightclubs. I'm glad that the owner of Ricky's is still here, because in my hand, I have all the calls that the Dolton Police Department responded to. Also, where we had to call outside agencies, where there were major fights, shootings, and guess what? Okay, I understand. Major fights, shootings, and incidents at your location. You don't have to believe me. You can FOIA it, to where there's also body cam footage. Okay, so in short, the mayor had nothing to do with closing down the club. It was the housing department, the police department, to where we enforced it because of the violations, to where you did not have your license. So yes, your business was closed down for the activity that was going on in your club. Now, I have also invited you to come and see me, that whereas we can correct some of the issues with your club. You failed to show up. You had your hearings. It wasn't just something that we did. You had your hearings. You missed your hearings. The last hearing that we had, you didn't show up. So yes, sir, your club was shut down. I also have the U-Haul location, and the residents in Dolton know about that U-Haul place on 142nd, next to the expressway. To whereas what he was doing, he did not have a license, but what he was hosting was a strip club joint, all on paperwork, all on video. Okay, so this is nothing that's being made up. This is nothing that you can't look up yourself. Also with Pablo's, that business was shut down because of the incidents that happened there, where the shooting.
I'm live, Thomas.
They had the fights, to where we had to call outside agencies. Okay, to where
I'm live, Thomas.
Across the street got shot up. So this is nothing that's being made up. People can say what they want, but one thing I'm going to do is enforce the law. It's just that simple. And you know why? Because the village of Dolton deserves better than what they've been getting. When it comes down to the repossessed cars, since Ed Stevens, I don't know if you're still here, Trustee House, when that happened, and I brought that up, that everything was fine. What wasn't brought up was the mayor wasn't on the bank account. It was an automatic deduction once a year. I have no idea who makes an arrangement for an automatic deduction for a car payment once a year, but it was done before the mayor's tenure. And what ended up happening when the mayor was taken off the bank account, they conveniently took off the payment for the car. Now, you don't have to believe me. Okay, you can Google this, you can FOIA it, and guess what? It'll prove exactly what I'm saying, but that's okay. So when it's said that the cars were being repossessed, the cars were nowhere near being repossessed. They're not in a repossessed business. They're in, any car dealer is in the getting paid business. That's what they want. They want their money. But since we didn't know about what had happened, since we were not informed what had happened, Trustee House, then what ended up happening was, guess what? That letter came out.
Peace
Your name
up,
on it,
peace
and
up.
Trustee's name on it. When we were made aware of it, it was immediately taken care of. So the Dolton Police Department was never in jeopardy of their cars being repossessed. And again, you don't have to believe me. You can FOIA it. So if you're gonna do something, say it right. Say the facts. But that's okay too. The other thing was the $1 million that was taken out of the budget with that meeting that was illegal over at the Park District. Okay, I'm bringing it up again. Yes, I am. You know why? Because just like was brought up in reference to salaries for my officers who go to make sure the citizens of Dolton are safe, who go to these shots fire calls, go to these domestics, they're entitled to be paid properly. But because it was taken out of the budget, now it has to be figured out how we're going to do it. But guess what? We always survive. We do, because we have a mayor that makes sure we survive. Now, regardless as to whether you want to believe it or not, you don't have to believe it, because for those of you that were at that meeting, you know exactly what they approved and they didn't approve. So this is not something that's just being said. But the bottom line to the whole thing is that the money that was taken out, and you talking about defunding the police, I think $1 million taken from the police is definitely being defunded. And if you're proud of that, shame on you. But the bottom line to the whole thing is my officers do their job. And everything that they do professionally. And that's one of the reasons why I'm glad that I am where I am, because guess what? They can get the service that they need and the backup that they need that this administration is giving you. Because guess what? Right now, what's going on is politics. It is what it is. Right now, what's going on is we are the community policing meeting, which will be tomorrow at 6:30. Come and voice your opinions about your neighborhood. You will see us in the area as far as walking, talking to the residents and seeing what's going on. I'm pretty sure everybody in this room has seen my officers out there on the street, especially on Sibley. That was one of the big deals. Sibley Boulevard. I'm pretty sure if you ain't got caught by them, I'm not saying you should, but if you ain't got caught by them, slow down, because I've instructed them to enforce the law. We also are initiating a new drone program. And with this, anybody that can understand the drone program, that's when a drone is flying up in the air, that thing is flying up in the air. And I have 2 officers that I have sent to school. They have their FAA licenses, so they can fly those drones. We will also have a drone car. And what this does is it keeps the officer from running into the weeds. It keeps the officer from going to places that drone can pick up.
Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and that like button.
And all of that.
See what my likes are. We got 137 people in there.
Funds, state and federal. So it's not coming out the general fund. Just like when we did the K9 unit, trustees tried to pull the check.
I got 136 people in here, man. I need everybody right now to hit that like button. It don't cost you nothing, man. I need everybody that's in here right now for me to hit that like button. I got 136 people and only 42 likes. I'm asking that everybody can hit that like button, please. Just move your finger over and press the button.
Trustees, if you're really for the police department, then be for the police department. If you're really for the residents, then be for the residents. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, you're out of order.
Well,
you're out
see,
of order.
So, ma'am, guess what? For actually what's going on right now, okay? We're going on what's right now. We have enough officers right now, and we are hiring more officers.
All right, you out of order, ma'am. You out of order. All right, finish your report.
Okay. So to end my report, ma'am, with the trustees, if you're going to tell it right, not just what you want to tell, and back the Dolton Police Department. That's all I'm asking.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Okay. Well, we're going to continue with our report.
So can I?
No, you
I have a
cannot. No,
comment
you
about
cannot.
the-
We're going to continue with our report.
See?
Okay, next we have fire.
Look how unprofessional this is.
Now here's our deputy chief.
She went to cut in. Can I talk? She said, no, you cannot.
Thank you, Mayor. Trustees, Madam Clerk, village residents. Dalton Fire Department to date has totally responded to 953 emergency calls. 639 of those emergency calls are medical incidents, and 314 of them were fires, vehicle accidents, and hazardous materials responses. 953 emergency incidents, with all averaging at least 15 calls per day.
Make sure y'all hit that like
We're
button.
actually pretty busy over there at the firehouse. talk about staffing matters. On February 15th, the Dolton Fire Department responded to a structure fire at 15700 block of Minerva. Due to the additional staffing we had on duty that day because of training, and training had not started yet, the crews were able to aggressively extinguish the fire without it spreading throughout the home, inside an attached garage. And outside of the damage we did, there was not a whole lot of damage, and the people were able to move back into the house the same day. With our EMS training staff, on February 18th, the Dolton Fire Department, we responded to the soccer dome. And at the soccer dome, we responded to an unresponsive youth. And this young man was unresponsive. We started to do CPR. And the significance about this, we used the AED and everything. The significance about this call is that there was a delay in ambulances because they were all tied up. So we had to call for ambulance from Thornton. And to this very day, because of the acts of our trained staff and the guys and how they responded and did their job thoroughly, this kid is living today. So I just wanted to mention that for them. And with that, that is my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, we have Public Works, Stacey Carrera.
He all out of shape, man. I know he not gonna
Thank you,
go
Mayor.
out his house.
Good evening, all. Public Works Productivity Report for February 2024. The Public Works Department completed the repair of 5 water shutoffs, 7 water main breaks, 7 emergency water shutoffs, 2 sewers repaired, 20 locations for potholes filled, 3 alleys cleaned, 2 vacant properties cleaned, and 32 jobs to the Public Works Department, 8 jobs to the Police Department, and 1 job to the Fire Department. Please be on the lookout for the street sweepers as we move into warmer months. The street sweeping signs will go out a week ahead of time to give you time to make arrangements if you have a vehicle outside of your house. But please be on the lookout for the street sweeping as we move into spring. And also, if you notice water coming from the ground or from a vacant house during the hours of 7 a.m. and 3:30, please call the Public Works Department at 708-201-3280. And if it is after hours, please contact our dispatch number at 708-201-3240, and we will deal with the water leak. Thank you, Mayor. That concludes my report.
All right, thank you. Next is Water, Juanita.
Good evening, Mayor, Board, citizens. The Water Department is working with residents on their water payment arrangements. Also, the Water Department is open every Monday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you have any complaints about your water bill, you can reach me at 708-201-2977. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next is Housing, Building and Permits, William Moore.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening to our board, to our directors and managers, and to our citizens that are here. Madam, if I could, I know it was said that, we're kind of cronies for you. It is an absolutely honor to work under your leadership. With your passion and your compassion for the people, we work tirelessly. So I just appreciate you with the vision that you have for the housing and the business licensing department. What people don't know, when we came in, you never mentioned once that the administration prior was in shambles. What you said to me was, fix it, get it done. So I appreciate you not making any excuses. We're going to continue to work. I want to say to our residents, any of the residents that are here that has called the housing department, the business licensing department, we work tirelessly to service you. We have our team briefs every week, and we tell our team we're here to service our residents. We will not get caught up in the political fight, but we're here to service you because you as a resident deserve better. So, Mayor, I appreciate you with your vision, your leadership, and your passion, your compassion. We're going to have the vision, and the voice in the room is going to be louder than the voices outside. So thank you. So I'll be giving my housing report and my permits report for the month of February. I'll give a grand total, and I'll just highlight a few of the high items that we've collected. For the housing department, my report, we totaled $49,520. We collected 18 rental license fees.
Crazy.
$3,650. 47 as-is inspection fees. We collected $12,700. 16 escrow checks deposited at $12,000. 30 housing tickets at $20,670. Thank you, Kim, and your team. And now I'll give my building and permits report. We had a grand total of $45,645. We have 54 building permits at $30,770. 21 contractors licensed at $7,000. 23 plumbing permits that total $5,050. Grand total combined for both departments is $95,165. Mayor, at this time is complete my report. Thank you so much.
Next, we have code enforcement. Kim.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for allowing me to speak. Code enforcement. My department, we conducted
Why she so low? You can't even hear her.
in the month of February.
Talking to Mike.
We conducted 69 housing complaints, 5 animal rescues, and 155 citations totaling 29,500. I just want to say to the trustees, like, I don't know what money was taken from my budget, but animal control is very much needed here in the village. And we working with a skeleton crew, and the people need to be trained for that, and there's no money for that. And it's so unfortunate that the residents of Dolton will suffer because we got a lot of stray dogs that's running around.
What's up, Blues?
And we have nobody to get them. We really do, and it's sad. Also, I just wanted to say that, Madam Mayor, sometimes the best man for a job is a woman. Keep your head up. You know, it saddens me that I have to sit here and we can't work together for the greater good of the community. Let's just get something done for the people. Okay, you don't like the mayor, you don't like what she did. Y'all say the feds are coming. Let the feds do their job. Let the feds do their job. Now, once the feds come and they don't find anything, are you guys gonna be willing to apologize to this lady? Because everybody know the price of everything that's happened, but do anybody know the cost that she paid to do it?
She got a supporter.
Now, I really don't know anybody here personally, and I didn't do no favors to get no job or anything like that. But I come to this job every day and I work hard, and I got a bunch of hardworking employees. And it's sad that the news cameras and the media come into Village Hall and create a hostile work environment where people ducking and hiding because they don't want to be put on camera about something we have no idea or nothing to do with. It's sad that we have to suffer as the employees here of the village.
Y'all out of order. Quiet, please. Quiet. Let her finish her
And
report.
as far as the businesses goes that didn't get business license, and how many times were you warned about the garbage and the trash that was never picked up? Garbage and beer bottles everywhere, over everything, every day. Other businesses are saying, "Hey, we don't have any parking spaces for our patrons to come into our business because what once was a gaming cafe has turned into a full-fledged lounge." And people come here into our town, and evidently nobody's read the ordinance because the ordinance says you have to be a resident to be a business owner in Dolton. So nobody's read that. I live here and I'm a resident here. I'm a taxpayer citizen here. I have a passion for what I do, but it's hard to do a job when everybody's just out to get you for no reason. Targeting.
Let me ask y'all in the chat. Do y'all think us as black people, we should just let white people run our governments and govern us? Do y'all think we capable of doing things on our own, independent of white folks? Because I've been asking this question to a bunch of in my videos. I want to know from the chat, yes or no, are we capable of running independent government on our own? Or should we go back to how white folks run it? And I'm gonna talk about that after this is done.
Since 3 weeks of being into the office, an uphill battle. 3 weeks of being in the office, you guys did a recall on this lake. What was the recall about? How much did the recall cost?
Uh-oh.
And when she inherited this town, I believe we was in debt $6 million to the city of Chicago for water.
A lie.
Uh-oh.
For water. Now, everybody want to say we didn't know the city of Chicago for water?
It's true.
So if we're in a $7 million deficit now, how much of that deficit came from the water bill that was carried over from the last administration? She didn't get this position without any deficit. It was money owed to everybody when she inherited the office.
She get to talk longer than everybody. She talking for a long
Okay,
time,
you don't
y'all.
like her. You don't like what she's doing, but you should at least
I think this
respect the
Tiffany,
person that
you
was
sure she
voted
not
in
a
to be our
Henyard?
mayor. And until somebody show me where she's did something wrong or the feds show up to get her,
I agree, Doug.
then we're going to continue to do a great job for the village of Dolton. And that ends my report.
Yep. Thank you, Kim. Very well said. Next is corporate bills. Trustee Stan Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, ladies
You're
and gentlemen. I did hear something very true today, and I appreciate that from
Who this right here, Deacon?
the old trustee Ed Steve. No, I'm not a finance major. I don't specialize in finance, but I generalize enough to read this report. We pay a finance director to put these numbers together. They scrub these bills down and put the numbers together, and yes, it's being read. So this is not here where I'm going to be debating on, arguing about numbers. The report is being read. The numbers are here to be read, and if there's anything that myself, any trustee needs to know, we got a paid finance director, Tanjanique Miller, who we're supposed to take our concerns to. So with that being said, I'm going to read for the January 31st, 2024 corporate payment register, $213,261.42. Water fund register, $376, $944.05.
I can't wait to get
American
my
Rescue
sermon,
Plan, $459.
Getting ready for my sermon after this.
For a total
after your
corporate
word
payment
on this.
of $590,665.37. Their motion to accept the bill is read.
All right, so it's been motion. Is there a second? Stan, you motion, right?
I motion.
He motion. The motion is second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I have another superseding motion.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to ask for a superseding motion. This is the electronics list, right?
Yeah.
These are same items from last month, essentially, but just to read them into record, I'll ask that we approve the bills as read, removing the following items. Page 1, Aurelio's Pizza, $131.63. Page 1, Best Western Plus, $318.14. Page 1, Chicago Midway Airport, $200 even. Page 1, Cooper's Hawk, $557.68. Page 2, Dollar Tree,
All that change that was spent, Craig.
$145.32. Page 2, Food for Less, $107.99. Page 3, Irie Jerk Hut, $1,356.22. Page 3, Italian Fiesta, $113.59. Page 3, JJ Fish and Chicken, $68 even. Page 3, Johnny
Leroy's Fish and Grits,
Whiskey
huh?
and Blues, $90.30. Page 3, Kirk's Barbecue, $676. Page 4, Potbelly Sandwich Shop, $126.57. Page 4, Ruby Soul Food, $674. Page 4, Sophia Tamales and Corn, $2,400. And page 4, Tasty Crab, $458.79. My superseding motion is to approve the bills as read with the items removed.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Then motion second. Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
I read off the bills, and I'm very concerned with individuals that has done the work. And my motion is to pay all bills, not to take certain individual vendors out. That's like discriminating. We take some out and don't pay, and we pay others. So with that being said, I'm in support of paying all bills as they being read. That's only being fair. And even with that being said, reading these bills is the same way they've been getting read for the past 10, 12 years. The bills get read and then the trustees vote on it. Nobody came on this board. It wasn't on no petition that you have to be a finance specialist to read this report. So with that being said, Steve, I see why you're not here. Thank you.
May I make a comment?
All right, go ahead.
Um, Trustee Stan Brown, these superseding motions are off the electronic warrant list, meaning they already been paid. So for you to say all these people should be paid, they already used the card and it wasn't approved. So they've been paid because it's being put into record of items that were not approved by the board, or if, since we no longer have access to accounts payable, in my viewpoint, may have not had a receipt. So the items have already been paid. It's a matter of checks and balances. And since everybody, you just made the question, the great statement of we have a finance director, maybe if she give us information that we request, we wouldn't have to sit here every first and do this.
So thank you for agreeing with me. That's why I said this should be paid. It's electronic. It's
They already been paid.
It's already been paid.
Okay. Any more?
I'm sorry, did you request any of those receipts that was just removed? Any of the stuff that was just listed, did you request that?
No, I don't need that.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you for that comment, Finance Director. So if you didn't request anything, how you guys telling the people that you request and we're not receiving, you're not getting it? So that's the lies that I be trying to point out
It's
to
not
the
a lie.
residents as relates to, they say one thing, but
Quiet,
then really
please.
the facts is the facts, which we're showing you up here
They're gonna
today.
argue, man.
And Trustee Stan Brown made a great point. If it's an electronic warrant, why are we playing this game? Why are we putting on a show for residents? For real. Let's be 100. We all adults. If it's already paid for, why are we sitting here taking it out on a warrant list? It's within the authority. It's within the purchasing power. What is the problem? But that's what I'm saying, that people are playing politics. These are the games that we play. We spend about 20, 30 minutes on every bills list, and we're going to go through it. And they're going to take this out, take that out, and you ask why a deficit. When people don't pay bills, the bills still exist, no matter how y'all look at it. So you see who not paying bills, but they blame us. You're looking at it with your own two eyes, residents. Pay attention, wake up. Stop with the smoke signals, like it ain't working. So we got a motion on the floor. You guys want to remove those items, which is well within our authority, but okay, $100 for some food. Don't make no sense to me. But we'll play this game. It's a motion and second. Please call the roll.
I got a comment. It's part of this discussion.
There's no more discussion, trustee. We're done now. So we're moving forward now.
We didn't finish.
Trustee,
May
we're
I wait
done.
for you to
We're,
finish?
we're done, trustee.
Okay.
We're gonna be
so
all
what
day
you
on the
want to do?
bill.
Motion.
It's already a motion. It's
Okay.
already motioned in second. He taking the items out. That's what we're calling the row on, and we're gonna move on.
Okay,
We
I'll
have,
put that out, suspend the motion. Okay.
all right, go ahead. Call the roll, clerk.
Aye.
No.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes. Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, go ahead, trustee Stan Brown. Next item.
Corporate payments for March the 4th, 2024. Corporate payments of $1,317,242.85. Gross payroll for February the 9th, 2024, $430,236.19. Gross payroll February the 23rd, 2024, $430,848.77. Melanie Fitness Center, $2,171.33 for a total corporate payments of $2,180,495.64. Motion to accept these bills as read.
All right, it's been a motion. Is there a second? It's been motion and second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor.
All right.
If I may.
Go ahead.
Again, a superseding motion. Once again, the same items that we've discussed in previous meetings, and the items, well, most of them are repeating on this agenda. So we meant it last month, and I believe we mean it again this month. So I would ask that we approve the bills as read with the following removals. On page 3, Delgado Law Firm, $48,001.15. Page 4, existing concrete, $14,123.03. Page 5, 5-star, $106,275. Page 6, John's Pro Trees, $155,000 even. Page 7, K&M Ventures, $183,950 even. Page 8, Lopez Lawn Maintenance, $10,050. Page 10, Pekarsky and Sons, $32,360. Page 11, Raul and Sons, $181,950. Page 13, White Coat Pool Solutions, $34,788.58. My motion is to approve bills as read, removing the following items.
All right, is there a second?
Excuse me.
Second.
Can I piggyback on that right quick?
On what, the motion?
As to what he just said.
Okay,
There was
wait, we
one-
finna go into discussion. Let me
Okay.
get the motion in a second. So it's been motioned by trustee House, second by Belcher.
Yes.
Any discussion?
Okay, I have discussion. We always get up here every single month and we talk about bills being paid. Here we are making more bills and we're not paying the bills that we already have. I got a phone call Friday and it says, I've called everybody in the village. I can't get any response. I've been calling the public works director and I think I'm getting played games with. Here is a bill here that we have made. One bill is for 12/14/2023. The other bill is for 8/31/2023. It is for Moscow Designs. Beautiful Christmas ornaments, I must say myself.
What the heck?
They cost us $65,000 that the vendor is looking for payment as of Friday. And I do have the information here, so I do have fact check. I had her send me the email so everyone can have a copy and see this. We are not paying our bills. Yeah, we got the bag, but it must be empty because we ain't paying no bills here. $65,000 for Christmas lights. Again, they're beautiful. $40,000 for meat electric, 40,000 plus. To be exact, $40,518.88. And this came from the account receivable young lady, Kristen Daly. So this is not a lie. $40,000. We wonder why we can't get street lights. We're not paying our bills.
The street lights.
Refuse to come here to service us. You say they do the work, then pay them. Let's pay these people. We're not paying them. On top of that, we have a bill for $19,899.60. They are for 122 banners of North Street. For everybody to
Quiet, please.
Now I wonder where these banners are going to go. Somebody tell me. 122 banners, they all can't fit here. So they must going to go up and down the street on 6th. You want to talk about money being spent recklessly? Here it is. Pay your bills first, and you can do whatever you want to do as long as it's approved by the board. Get approval first. Stop spending our tax dollars like it's willy-nilly. It's not. And you want taxes to go up. When I came here 17 years ago, $2,300 in property taxes. I'm at 69 plus. For what?
Property tax?
For what? Stop
In
taking
every one town?
$1,000 and playing games with. This is what I'm talking about. And then you want to say it's not true? Here it is, right here. And the email was sent to the Public Works Director. Thank you.
Mayor, may I be recognized?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry now. Go ahead.
Okay, first off, what we're not gonna do is disrespect the Public Works Department by trustees that's never even been to the yard. You never even been down there.
Okay.
You trustees spend your time
Thank you,
calling my
sir.
employees
Thank you.
instead of directly calling me.
Thank
And now you want to stand up here and discredit the work of the Public Works
I don't
Department.
have to call you.
I didn't interrupt you when I didn't interrupt you when you spoke. I didn't interrupt you when you spoke. Now you want to sit up here because we're at a meeting and bash the Public Works Department, the reason why you got water in your house today. Something we're not gonna do. As it relates to Mead, we spend money for our electric to ensure that the safety of the community. When we got here, most of these light poles were exposed. The wiring was exposed. Most of them were missing. Most of them didn't have bases, caps, or covers. Half the lights didn't even work. So before you mention the Public Works Department, get it correct. Because I've never said anything to any of you trustees that I feel that was disrespectful about the job that you do here. But what you will not do is disrespect the Public Works Department because these people are here every day. I'm out here with them to do the work of the people. Next time you have a discrepancy or one of the residents have a discrepancy for whatever reason they called you for, I don't know, direct them to me, please.
Excuse me.
Mayor, that concludes.
Excuse me.
Thanks.
Excuse me. If you come out of the Public Works, you can't get in. So don't tell me where I don't go. I can't gain interest when you come to Public Works. Everybody want to know why you're there. They're calling everybody so that they can come over there. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. As
Right.
I said, I'm not
Right.
talking to you, ma'am.
Okay.
Say that, say that.
1 second.
Again,
Let's have
this
order.
lady called me. I didn't call her. I don't go out here looking for discrepancies. This lady called me and emailed me this information. So it's not like somebody's trying to jump on you. If you do your job, you don't have to call me. I'm done talking.
I need.
Excuse me,
Okay.
can I say something? If you go
Yeah,
to
go
page
ahead.
9 of your warrant list, that invoice that you're referencing, you're voting on that tonight. The other invoice that they pay in cash, we have receipts for that as well. So we're not paying the vendor. If you all vote on it tonight, they will be paid. It is already on the warrant list.
I need to be recognized.
Yep. Go ahead.
So the point of the matter is this. We do not have the receipts and we do not have the documentation. You know, it baffles me how many you sit here and you say, well, I got the receipts. Well, please show us how. Like I stated, we do not have the receipts. We have not received financial statements showing where we are as a village since September. We have a jumbotron right here that we use for everything else. If we have, show us on the jumbotron so us and the rest of America can see where you all sent the trustees the financial statements, the credit card statements. We have not received credit card statements since last year around this time. At one point, when Trustee Belcher asked for them, the director, Tanjanique, stated, we cut the credit card off. Trustee Belcher said, okay, can you just show us where we cut the credit card off? We still haven't received any proof showing that we cut the credit card statements off. Here's the jumbotron, show it to us, where you sent it to the trustees, showing us proof where we cut off the credit card statements. I find it strange that the credit card is supposed to be cut off, but yet every month we're sitting here and we're voting on a credit card statement. Seems ridiculous. How are we voting on a credit card statement when there is no credit card? Again, RFPs, they continue to say, oh, well, they do the work, pay the people. If they wanted these people to be paid, one, they'll pay them like they do everybody else. They don't wait on us typically, so they shouldn't start waiting today. That's one. Then secondly, if we want them to get paid, let's be transparent. We all here, what's the problem with RFPs? We've been asking for RFPs since the start. Bring the people up here and let them bid for the jobs so we know what work is being done and how much we're paying for the work. Again, we continue to be silent. You sit up here and say what we can and cannot say. The fact of the matter is we all just want the paperwork. We don't want to sit here and be belittled by the staff with the things that you done prepped them to say before the meet. We're really sick of that. All we really want is the receipt. Send it to us. Put it on the website. We don't even have to keep discussing it. Put it on the website so every resident in here can see the receipts. America, ask this lady and the administration for receipts. Provide them to us. And stop expecting us to vote on things that we cannot see. Nobody, no smart person with intelligence vote on something that they cannot see, like the blind leading the blind. That's what will not happen. So I'm going to say again, I'm going to say, if we are provided with the receipts, residents, we're provided with bids, we won't keep having this dog and pony show that they keep creating. We'd be able to revoke what we came here to do. We came here for the business. Residents are ready to go home. Again, provide us with the receipts, provide us with the RFPs, and let's pay the people that we owe first before continuously mismanaging the money and making bills. We're not paying the lights, but they paying for first class flights. Make it make sense. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, may be recognized.
All right. Let Tanjanique go first, and I'll let you go right after her.
One, we receive an electronic warrant list because it includes ACHs, it includes wires, and in addition to that, credit card charges. I stated that the Fifth Third card that was issued by Fifth Third only was either canceled or suspended by whoever had administrative access. I will repeat that again. You can go and watch the video again. I did not say anything about Amex. Those are two different issuers. Please be clear about that. So if you still have a statement that is referencing that, you have statements that you receive every month, financials,
since September. I also provided them to the judge in the case, so I am not lying, and you can check your email.
And did we win?
Yes,
Yeah,
we did.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Though. Keep
One day you say we're not giving you financials, then you come in and tell us what the deficit so-called is. So if you're not getting financials, how do you know what the deficit is?
going. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Uh-oh,
Go ahead,
uh-oh.
Lacey. Hold on. Go ahead, Lacey.
Uh-oh.
Madam Trustee, it's unfortunate that you said that we were being prepped. It's unfortunate that we are still here because of something you guys could have got way before this meeting. But I get it. I get it. It's politics. It's election time. But when it comes down to the police department, nobody up here has been prepped. These are things that are going on that you guys also have control over. But guess what? You get up here and you say, guess what? We don't get this, we don't get that. Or they're being prepped. Well, I'm nobody's robot. But the bottom line to the whole thing is one thing you'll see me out there is on the street. You want to see what I do? Strap on a vest. I'll put you in a squad with me, and you can see exactly what the Dolton Police Department does because we do a doggone good job. So don't you ever say that I was prepped.
May I be recognized?
Okay, hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Keith.
I just want to state it for the record that I'll be filing a FOIA request and I'll be sending it to Tammy Brown. So I just expect to get the FOIA back. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, just a couple of things. This is sad that we have to do this. Tanjanique Miller just said that we got an American Express credit card, but of course we do not have the statements and it's not in our packet. So if you can please provide, could you please provide the American Express statement that you want us to do, to approve? I want you to approve because last time, since you keep saying back and forth what we're not doing, if you can just provide the information. We said in the meeting in January, you said you had an email. I have requested the email. I have not received the email. Then the mayor sits here and say for a whole year, Jason and the clerk jacked the bank account. They went in the bank and they took her off. There was a ordinance that was produced. They used that ordinance, but once again, I had to provide and go back with information that came directly from the bank. And the guy's name is Nathan Colvin, that stated that Tanjanique Miller, Keith Freeman, and Janice Johnson was on the bank account and can see the information from Fifth Third Direct. Then y'all have Lacey get up here and say that the clerk and Jason House was on the bank account, and that's how the mishappened of the Reaper cards. This is about the bull crap stuff that y'all see here and go through because Janice Johnson is the one that issued the check. Y'all so big on throwing each other under the bus, y'all don't even know what y'all be saying. Janice is the one that issued. So Janice, you're telling me because somebody switched names on there, they stopped the ACH, they didn't stop the ACH on them Tahoes, they didn't stop the ACH on those electric bikes, they didn't stop the ACH on anything else that been provided, they didn't stop the ACH or credit card on them $17,000 worth of skates, they didn't stop the ACH or debit card for anything else. So you get here and sit here and say these things and you don't have a clue on what you're talking about. But then we about to go downstairs and probably vote on $40,000 for a lawsuit that you could incur.
Yo, Chief Flowing.
To us. It's not fair.
She used to rap.
It's not fair at all. And we should have to come here and keep sitting listening to this crap. Then Tanjanique just said the $19,000 that y'all about to approve is on the warrant list. Of course, that bill is from August. Who the hell want to see Tiffany picture all around town? 122 banners. Ain't nobody gonna approve that. And Trustee Brown, please tell them what those banners say. It ain't even about her picture. Please read off what the banners say.
Miss Belcher.
Miss
Belcher ain't playing.
No,
we'll play this game. I'll see y'all in another month.
Trustee Brown,
comment that you need to make.
I have copies for
We moving on, guys. We're gonna move on. Let's continue with our board meeting.
Right. She don't want the people to know she want us to pay $20,000.
Look at this. Look at this. This is crazy.
Black female. I love you and ain't nothing you can do about it. Like a lot of y'all get into me.
But thank you, Trustee. Thank you. Out of order. A lot of jealousy and envy. That's the shame.
What the heck?
Go ahead, Clerk. Call the roll so we can move forward.
Hey, info,
The
this is
nerve of you.
crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna break this down
motion
though. I'm
is
gonna break this
for,
down after it's over.
corporate AP warrant list that was read into record by Trustee Stan Brown. Trustee House supersede that motion to approve bills with the exceptions of the ones that he read out. So Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown,
No.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
Trustee House,
Aye.
Trustee Holmes, Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, so moving on. Next on the agenda, we have a couple lawsuits that we need to settle. So we went in closed session already. I'm gonna give the floor to the attorney so he can explain to you what's going on.
I was wondering
Thank
who
you,
that
Mayor.
white man
There's
was
no
sitting
need to go
there.
into closed session. These matters were already addressed with the board in closed session and by memo with regard to West V Village as a memo from my firm dated November 1 to the mayor and board, recommending settlement. With regard to Manji versus the village, a memo from December 28th.
Y'all have to be, yeah. All right.
No, I'm just going to keep going.
Go ahead.
Manji versus the village, a memo from December 28th, and also Walker v. Village memo from December 28th. These were all settled in accordance with the authority previously granted to us by the board. So it would be appropriate to just vote in open session.
All right, Board of Trustees, y'all have any questions? We could do one motion and just name each person. Or you
Yeah,
want a
I can
motion?
call out the names and the amounts. So with regard to Manji versus the village, 50,000, West v Village, 50,000, Walker v Village,
Right.
300,000.
So is there a motion to approve the three settlements as read?
I make a motion.
Is there a second? Is there a second? All right, it been motion and second. Please call the roll.
Can you guys repeat your motion? I was speaking with the attorney.
The motion for the lawsuits, the lawyer just
Yes.
read its record.
Who motioned and who seconded?
Belcher.
Yep, and
Okay, thank you.
Tammy Brown.
Oh, that was one.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
Trustee House,
Aye.
Trustee Holmes, Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, next on the agenda. Is there a motion to terminate the contract of Oderson, Sturk, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath LTD as legislative counsel? Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motion and second to terminate the contract with Oderson. Any discussion?
Yes, can I be recognized?
Sure, go ahead.
So of course, every month we come, we sit here and listen to this. While we shouldn't have legislative counsel, you get on TV and say you 25-0 and it's 25-0. And then, so I just had to pull all of the lawsuits that either been through the trustees versus Tiffany Henyard or Tiffany Henyard versus trustees. So exhibit 1, I'll be passing out.
Okay, we're in the middle of a meeting, but whatever. So anyways, just for the record, guys, I put this on the agenda
Crazy.
so that we can be able to get things in order. Right now, this law firm has my board, meaning the Board of Trustees, and he tells them what to do. He has been wasteful spending in our community. When you guys talk about money, it's all through the lawyer, but y'all missing that. What I'm asking is for the trustees to finally do what's right and terminate the contract with Otis. Oderson has lost several cases here in our village, and yes, I'm 25-0, and I'm still winning. Everything that you guys keep alleging, accusing me of, not giving you, not doing, I've won every lawsuit. So again, I keep stating this for the record. It cannot be me. If I'm winning in court, we go to court for whatever they accuse me of, and then I win. But guess who spent your money? The trustees. They spent it. And
What
they
they
want the
spend-
lawyer
if they
to
spend the
collect.
money, where
Same
they
example.
spend it on?
If
Where
the
the money
person keep
go?
losing in court, why the news don't never actually interview a winner? Delgado, he the one winning lawsuits against state legislative council. but y'all keep putting the loser on the news to tell people how to lose. That don't make sense to me. Like, pick somebody that's gonna tell a person how to
Y'all
win
putting
and
the
how we
loser
win
on
and
the
why we win.
news. Just
Because
telling
everything
people
they
how to
do is
lose.
unethical, it's illegal, it's unconstitutional. Every judge put it in their order. So once you pull the orders and put facts out, and stop just putting stuff out in the media just to get people to think that somebody doing something other than winning around here. Also, as it relates to the signature case, I stated that. I stated what the trustees have done along with the clerk. So when I do fight back as it relates to lawsuits against them, it will be factual and not my opinion of how I may feel about somebody. Because you cannot run a day-to-day operation off feelings. You run it off of facts. So is there anybody else that got anything to say about why y'all keeping this attorney on the payroll when all he do is
Hey, we got 208 people in here and 79 likes. I need if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button for the algorithm. Help a brother out, man. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. Just use your thumb or your finger. Hit that like button for me right now. Everybody, if you haven't liked it, hit that like button.
not the truth. I wish you guys would really just learn the laws and learn what you do and what I do. I govern. You guys are legislative branch. That's the difference. But you guys want to do my job, which is govern the town. That's what I'm supposed to do day to day.
Okay, Mayor.
Yep, go
So
ahead.
just to clear this up, for all these lawsuits that you're saying that you won, you didn't, we still have, it's never been more than 9, and there's still 4 open cases that's in court. So for you to constantly sit here and say, I won this case, can you provide documentation to see all these cases that you won? Because this is public information. It's not like I went and made it up or anything. Anybody can go to the Cook County Clerk of the Circuit Court and pull up Village of Dolton versus Tiffany Henyard or Tiffany Henyard versus Village of Dawson and see this stuff. So where is these 25 cases come from?
So it's amazing that you're admitting that I've been winning every case. So
I didn't say you was winning.
Yeah, thank you.
What I say you win?
You won.
And I gave one again.
One.
You have 4 cases.
Oh my
You
God.
won one. Just
I don't
one.
know. I
Just
don't
one.
know.
What case?
What's your answer? I let my attorney handle that.
No, because you just asked me a question.
Let my attorney handle that.
Have you guys won one case?
Absolutely.
Point it out. Show it to me. Y'all ain't won nothing.
Absolutely.
That's the problem. And now y'all want to sit here and upset about my record of 25 to 0. I just won one last week.
Okay, well,
that's my point. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna do that again. You can follow me, subscribe to my channel. Tiffany here, you
What
don't
the
know
heck?
if you want to get the facts. If you want the tea, you get it from me. You see me there. That's what you need to do. So all I'm saying to you guys is everything that somebody says, y'all need to fact check. Because people can easily tell y'all something, but we winning.
I need to.
They not winning. But yet they spending y'all money. They $2 million on a lawyer, $2 million. This man went and tried to take money from us, the village. If I wasn't right here, he would have had it. Don't y'all see what's going on? $2 million from the insurance. Twice. Not once, twice. $2 million. And did you tell them about the lawsuit we got against them? That $2 million, we divided it by each trustee. Each one of them gonna be responsible for $500,000 apiece. Trustee House, Trustee Belcher, Trustee Brown, not Stan Brown, Tammy Brown, and Trustee Millwood, and including the clerk. All of them. But they're not telling you these facts. But this is the fire that I'm standing in for you, residents, you. They keep on spending your money, but want to point the finger at us. At the end of the day, myself, my administration, we done nothing but work. Anything you ask us to do, it got done. They talk about lavish trips. They talk about travel. That's a lie. Point it out. Show me where I've been right here from Dolton. That's a lie. Show me where I've been from Dolton. Say it. But again, these are things that people just threw out there. The news,
so unprofessional, man.
the news just threw out there, and I don't go from Dolton. I don't know how many times I got to tell y'all that, but yet y'all put that out there, that negative narrative of me. I'm sick and tired of it, guys. Stop with the mess. We here to do work. We got elected to do work. You guys ran on my ticket, especially Belcher. Ran on my ticket, ain't never won none in her life. Lost every election. She won 4-5 times. Well, ran 4-5 times. She only won
Another lie.
with me. Only one when she got on my ticket. Go check it. I ain't got to lie about that. She ran for mayor. She ran for trustee, and then it lost every time.
4 or 5 times.
The people do not like her, period. And that's why she keeping up all this mess.
Calm down,
Yeah, we can
please.
sit here and do this whole back
Calm
and forth.
down,
But my
please.
point is, we have to stop, guys,
Yo,
and pay
like,
attention.
these
Y'all
are
gonna make
people
judge
that
and
you're
look at both
entrusting to
sides
run-
and judge
to
for
run the
yourself what you
government,
feel
the
it
city
is.
government.
That's it. That's it. So again, I think we should terminate the contract with Odison. Odison has been sitting here running a clock up on the village. He's right now currently trying to get money from us.
Quiet,
He had
please.
them vote to pay him to settle that. How you voting for your own attorney to get paid? That's the conflict of interest in itself, but y'all not paying attention to that. What lawyer you know can use their board to vote to say, hey, settle my debt, and they approved it. This is they secret squirrel meeting.
The same one that's
Secret
sitting next
squirrel
to
meeting.
you.
They cannot do that. It's a shame. So you guys need to pay attention to things like that. And it's a shame because one thing I'm gonna say about Michael Delgado, he's very credible. He's a super lawyer, just like his super mayor. He's a super lawyer.
Whoa,
And he
guys, you
got
throw that
so
in?
many
Just like
accolades
your
as it
super
relates
mayor.
to what he does with his firm. So you guys should check it out. I know you don't want to hear it, but go fact check what we're saying, not what somebody else's opinion is. It's like high school, man. Stop. Go check it out for yourself. But again, y'all need to let go of that attorney. I'm gonna put it on here and keep on putting it on here because at the end of the day, he running amok in our community and he got everybody looking bad. Look at our board. We going back and forth over Oderson. That's crazy. Somebody that don't do nothing for community, somebody that continue to try to take our money, somebody that convinced you guys to do a recall on me and lost. And then he put in bills, residents. This is what y'all know. This the kicker. He put in bills for election work. You can't do that. A municipality do not pay for a political election, but he did. He put it in there.
Same thing I said,
So tell you
Scott.
that,
Well,
but ain't nobody checking what I'm saying. You listen to the mess and not seeing the facts of what a person really trying to take over in our village. So with that being said, it's a motion in a second on the floor. Call the roll, Clerk.
Trustee Norwood.
No.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
No.
Trustee House.
No.
Trustee Holmes. Trustee Belcher.
No. All right. Well, residents, what I will say to you is we're going to continue to win, protect our village. I'm not going to let
Motion
someone come and
failed.
take our money from our accounts here in our village. You got to pay attention to the conspiracy that these 4-5 people got going
Make sure y'all
on in
hit
our
that like
village.
button.
Next on the agenda is override of the mayor veto for February 5th, 2024, January 2nd, 2024,
With Doug,
January
bro.
24, 2024.
Okay.
Motion?
I have a motion. Do I need to do these individually or collectively? Okay. Okay, I would like to do an omnibus. Okay, thank you. I would like to do an omnibus vote for item E. And I make a motion to approve the override of mayor veto for January 2nd, 2024 and January 24th, 2024. That's my motion.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion and second? Any discussion? Call roll.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
No.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes. Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed to override the veto for January 2nd and January 24th meeting.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Is there a motion and second? Ms. Colorado?
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes. Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion adjourned at 8:29 p.m.
All right, enjoy your night. I'll see you guys in passing. We got a lot of events coming up during the month. I'll see you out on the rink.
Hey,
Squirrel.
look at this.
I can't believe
They gotta make sure the
it.
police
They
come
can
up.
lie, 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 lie.
Let me do this. Let me say this. I'm gonna break this. Let me say this, right? And I want to talk about this. I know I haven't went live for a while, but this is a conversation that need to be had because in the videos, I was asking the simple question. I see a lot of times black people, our people say, hey, we need to have our own stuff. We need to separate. We need to have our own government. We need to do for stuff. We need to do all this stuff. We need to get our communities together, right? But when things go awry or things go crazy, we start destroying each other. We start just totally wiping each other out, right? Mentally, psychologically, we just start tearing each other up. I want y'all to understand something, right? Hold on for a second. Hold on. 1 second. For years, we've been kept out of the economic loop. And because we've been kept out of the economic loop, we've lost our relationships with each other. We've lost our ability to pass down generational wealth and pass down a generational conscience of the way we move, right? We're separated into so many different places, right? And we're not wired or conditioned to work with each other or be with each other. When you get the Republicans, the black Republicans or the so-called black conservatives, right? They're not doing anything for the community either. They rather go, most of them go and marry white and they integrate into the white dominant society. They don't stay with their community, right? They don't stay over here with us and build with us. They take their expertise over to the dominant society, right? Now, they're over in time. There's been many people that said that black people wasn't capable of doing things on our own. Our level of intelligence was based off of how much white blood we had. These are things that they said about us historically, right? When we're in the positions now to run cities, it's going to be rocky at first. It's going to be a rocky road because we have to redevelop ourselves in the way that we deal with each other. We have to develop trust. We have to develop compassion, understanding, and the ability to work with an idea of a projection of 10 to 20 years from now. Everything we do is in desperation or I got to get it right now. We do it in the inability to trust, right? And we vote for people based off of being black or the Democratic Party. So I hear people say, hey, this woman got to get out of here, right? And bottom line, the whole thing is corruption. Well, this is the thing, AKA. It's corruption everywhere in all kinds of governments and people of all color. But when you're dealing with our people, this is the message that I'm trying to convey to people that choose to stay and listen to the bishop break this down. When we decide to finally do for self, you're going to have some chinks in the armor, some rocky roads, because we're going to have to weed out the tear. It's going to be rough at first. We're going to have to learn to trust each other again. We're going to have to learn to have compassion with each other again. It doesn't matter if it's Tiffany Henyard. Look at what's going on down there in Atlanta. Look at what's going on down in Chicago and all these different places where you have people that look like us, right? A lot of these people are not people that we are our candidates, people that we put in office. We don't even have, this is the thing. Who's the backup plan for Tiffany? What I'm waiting to see is the FBI report. Is Tiffany telling the truth or is Tiffany inept? What is going on over there with the board? I want to know the history of that board before Tiffany came in to the mayor's office. Did they have an economic surplus or was they in financial ruin prior to her coming? These are all questions. These are all questions that got to be asked, but I'm telling you out there, when you say that we need our own communities, we need our own schools, we need our own black stuff, right? It's going to be like this in the beginning. It's not going to be rosy and peaches and cream that when we come together, it just come together like Voltron right away. It's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen like that. It's going to be a lot of, it might take us a good 15 years for us to finally get it together because we got to weed out a lot of stuff because we've been kept out of the loop for so long. We don't own our communities. So because we don't own the economics in our communities, right? We don't own the politics in our communities, right? We've lost our relationships. We've lost our economic relationships, our spiritual relationships, our ethical relationships. All of these things are lost. All of them are lost. So when you start to implement, Miss Glory, when you start to implement the things that we say we want, it's going to require compassion, understanding, things that we haven't been used to giving to each other. We don't operate in a communal sense anymore. That's why other groups, when they come to our communities, they outperform us within 5 years because they still have an intact culture that dictates how they treat each other. Look at that meeting today. All of us in here that's black, that look like a typical house where the family just don't get along and it's just a whole bunch of Negro stuff going on. No decorum, no compassion, no respect, no understanding. It's just out of control. But sometimes this is needed in order to get to where we need to go. So you can learn from a Tiffany Henyard. You can learn from a Fannie Willis down there, right? If these are not the people, then you are disgruntled when you see these people. Because see, the Bible talks about crafty counsel. And if there's crafty counsel in the home, then it's your responsibility now to work with your brother and your sister to make sure that you can get your candidate, the people that you want, the people that won't exhibit crafty counsel. See, this right here is now requiring black people to have to work together. Because I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say this. Because a lot of people run away, right? We went from 200 something to 79 people. You know why? Because now when there's a requirement, see, all of us can come together and complain, cry, bitch and moan about everything. But when it's time for you to roll up your sleeves and actually do the work, when you say to me or you say to anybody online or wherever you at, we need our own communities. We need our own schools. We need our own, we need. There's requirements in order to achieve those things you say you need. And in those requirements, you have to be willing to work with your brother and your sister. You have to be willing to see your own people as human beings. Where's your compassion? All of these things have to be redeveloped amongst our people. See, we got a church on every corner. We got a masjid all up and down the blocks, right? And we got all this Jesus and Muhammad and Allah and all this kind of stuff. But what don't we have? What don't we have? Any type of spiritual integrity, any type of camaraderie that will bring us together. Did you see how Miss Belcher and the mayor was going back and forth like that? That lets you know, see, the greatest thing that WS did to us, the greatest thing that the dominant society did to us was to keep us in a system of capitalism, was to keep us out of the economic loop. And it made us, listen to me, Blue News, listen to me, Miss Glory, listen to me, Robert Desmond. The greatest trick that they did to us was keep us out of the economic loop. And with that, in a system of capitalism, it stopped us or hindered us from working together and developing relationships and a code of ethics as to how we should move. That's why you can have a Daniel Cameron over there in wherever in Louisville, that prosecutor, and you can have all of these different professional black people that don't represent their people. Because listen to me, y'all. We've been conditioned to go outside of ourselves for everything that we need. And when you are a so-called African American or FBA or whatever you want to call yourself, when you've been conditioned to go outside of yourself for the things that you need, when you see your brother and sister, you don't see the relevance in them anymore. They mean nothing to you no more. You don't have to respect them anymore because your lifestyle is not predicated, or your survival is not predicated on working with your brother or your sister. So that's the greatest trick the dominant society ever did. See, we can talk about institutional racism, systematic racism. Let me tell you something. Some of y'all may have never been to my channel before. And I'm going to tell you, the greatest trick that they ever did was integrate you in and give you the illusion of inclusion and make you believe that you don't need each other no more. Because the trick in that is it destroyed all of your ability to work with your brother and sister because you go outside of each other for everything you need. So now they turn around and say, hey, give them a government. You're going to run that government into the ground. You're going to run it into the ground because you don't see the relevance in your own people. Even when you think you do, you don't. Because you have never seen, most of you out there have never seen a working model of black power. We have never seen it. You have never seen a working model of black power. Most of us have never even seen a working model of an intact black family or intact black families within the community. But then they want to say, hey, you can run a city government and get a bunch of Negroes up there and put them in positions of power and then put the cameras on them and watch them act like niggas before the world. Start the immigration policies. Start bringing in a bunch of illegal migrants and get a black mayor in Chicago. Get a black mayor in New York City and make them the face of everything that's wrong. It's easy to do that because we have no cultural integrity and they know that they don't have to respect us. They know it. So now all of a sudden, Tiffany Henyard is the face of everything wrong in government for black people. Mayor Johnson in Chicago is just a total pariah or everything wrong for the immigration in Chicago. Mayor Adams, do you see the common denominator here? These are all so-called black people. They running the game on you, and they get you to go along with it because they condition you when you see yourself in the mirror, when you see your own reflection. When you see your brother or your sister, they're irrelevant to you. And they know this. And now they're implementing, they're bringing in a bunch of immigrants from overseas that don't care nothing about what you've been through here in this country. They don't share your pain. And they're outnumbering you. They're outnumbering you. So now you're moving down to a third-class citizen. What did you get as black Americans as a second-class citizen? Now you're moving down to a third-class citizen. Because now the Latinos that overtook you. See, the Democrats is allowing these Latinos to come in because they have votes. But they distract you with a Tiffany Henyard, a Brandon Johnson, a Eric Adams, because there's crafty counsel in the home. Hold on. Hold on. Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, they set up crafty counsel. Absolutely. See, everybody, over 200 and something people tuned in to watch. I'm going to show you our people. Over 200 and something people tuned in to watch that board meeting. They didn't watch it for educational purposes. They watched it for the salacious things that would be in that meeting where you could see black people acting like niggas. That's what they watched it for. That's what they came for, Mr. Desmond, Miss Glory. They came to see black people act like niggas so they can turn around and talk down. But I'm here to tell you, you out there, if you came here for that, then now you have the responsibility to be different from them. And you now have the responsibility to say, hey, the world, because remember, as black people, we're not looked at as individual. We looked at as the whole group. And they saying, look at them Negroes over there. They're not capable. So now if you are disgruntled with Tiffany Henyard, it's incumbent upon you in whatever city you're in to work with your brother or your sister to get competent black people that can actually do something. But see, in order for you to do that, that means that you're going to have to work with your brother and sister. That means you're going to have to be around a black woman and not try to get in her panties. That means you're going to have to be around a black man and fix that nasty attitude, black woman. That means you're going to have to work with each other to show the children what Black Power look like and show the world that you're capable. Because they got the cameras rolling. And you said you FBA. Foundational Black Americans will act like it. Because Tiffany Henyard and what's going on over there ain't the problem. The problem is the people. The people. Because as a people, if we was right, they would be embarrassed to behave like that. Because they would know that there would be some form of accountability. But because there's no accountability, they can carry on like that all day. We got to get ourselves together, man. I ain't went live and got in my bishop mode in a while. Because you get burnt out, you get tired of talking. You get tired of talking. But you came, and so many people are going to go and talk about this stream. Oh, did you see Tiffany? Did you see Tiffany? I don't care nothing about Tiffany Henyard. I care about you. Okay, so now if you're upset with Tiffany Henyard, how many people are you going to work with? Let me ask y'all out there. How many Black people have you worked with in your community in the last 2 years to help or change your community? If you didn't, don't say nothing about Tiffany Henyard because you're the problem. You're the problem. I'm telling you now, in fixing the Black community, as we start coming together to do it, it's going to be bumps in the road and it's going to be a lot of ups and downs at first before you get to that place where because we have to weed out all the things that's been ailing us for so long. We have to weed out all the things that's been swept under the rug. As Black Americans, we all deal with some form of psychological trauma. All of us. It's impossible to be an FBA or foundational Black American in America and you don't deal with some type of psychological trauma. It's impossible. I know you can tell yourself you don't, but we all know that that's a lie. We know that that's a lie. So in order to clean up, we got to first renew our minds and change our way of thinking so that way we can actually get along. I haven't been live in a minute, so I'm going to touch on the Fannie Willis thing. You look at Fannie down there in Atlanta, and one will say she came in and she was putting RICOs on Black folk. And she wouldn't prosecute that police officer. And she was friends with a lot of white folks. And she was doing all these different things, right? And then Fannie decided to play the game that white folks been playing for years in politics. Go behind the scenes, do her thing, because that's just the way it go in politics. Do her thing. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. She decided to do her thing in politics, right? But then when you decide to go after a powerful white man, they turned on you. And now you by yourself. Because you lost your allegiance to the community. You went over to the church and got on the pulpit, which is an embarrassment, and lied before God. Before the world. They make Fox News make sure they got the cameras there for everything to see. Y'all seen it. But listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. Fannie isn't just the problem. You know why Fannie can do that? You know why Fannie can get on that stand and carry on and behave the way she was behaving? Knowing that all of us get lumped into one group because she has no respect or feel no responsibility to you. Because that's the way we've been reared. Most of the time, everything that we get and achievement we get outside of each other. So our allegiance is to white folks, the people we complain about, not to each other. So when you see her carrying on the weight, not being professional, she doesn't feel the weight of her community. But that's an indictment on the community. Why would the church allow her to come in the pulpit and talk like that, knowing she had those allegations? See, we know racism, right? But if we have a 15th degree black belt in racism, right, in WS, then that means it's our responsibility now to clean our stuff up, because ain't nobody coming to save us or help us. I don't need to tell you guys about what the dominant society do and what they represent. What we need to talk about is what we need to do to combat it. So you upset in Chicago. You upset in New York City. You upset in Philadelphia, which is a sanctuary city. Where I'm at, Philadelphia. You upset, right? Where we just welcome in Cheryl Parker, a black female mayor. And you notice in these major cities, they ushering in these black mayors while they're running the same playbook that they ran in 1980, 1985, 1995. When you're dealing with this immigration, they put the black faces there. But you're upset and you're disgruntled. And I'm here to tell you, Brian Johnson has no power. He has to do what he's told. Cheryl Parker's going to have to do what she's told. They are one-term puppets to do what they're told, because they're running the same playbook. Go back. If you don't believe me, go back and look at the presidential run in 1980 with Ronald Reagan, Ronald Reagan and George Bush Sr. Look at the Immigration Reform Act of 1986. Matter of fact, let me do this for y'all. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this. Let me do this. Watch this. Watch this. 86. See if I can bring this up. President Ronald Reagan did not make immigration full. However, he came to support the back and reform. I want you to see where they let millions of immigrants come in. Millions of immigrants came in 1986, right? Right as the crack epidemic was taking off. Hold on, I just had this in my notes, but hold on. They were particularly accounted for. They let like 2.7 million in, right, in 1986. I gotta I'll find it. Wait a minute. Let me do it this way. Bear with me, y'all. Because I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. So that way we can get more educated. All right, here we go. Let me share my screen real quick. During that time, an estimated 3 million individuals, mostly Hispanic descent, gained status through the IRCA, right? And this is when they had the Immigration Act of 86. So 86, and then you go, and then we type in, right? We type in the Immigration Act of 1990, where they put certain amendments, and then you get to the amendments that they put in 95, 1992, 1994, 1995. So what did it do? The most important part of Immigration Act of 1990 is the increase of immigrants that are allowed to come to the United States, and subsequently allowed millions of immigrants entry over the ensuing decades, right? So this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You mad at Brandon Johnson. You mad at Eric Adams. This is a government play. This is a government play. This is what they're doing. Because they like I said, we're going into a third class of people. The Latinos now have overtaken us, and their vote is now going to overtake us. This is why Biden said when he first came into office, what he said about the Latino community and about their votes. The Democrat Party don't give a damn about you no more. You are a third going into a fourth class citizen. It's over for blacks. Unless we get ourselves together. The problem is you guys are out there and make emotional responses to things instead of a cerebral response. You don't understand. This is the same play. It's the same playbook. They've been doing this. This is not nothing new. But I'm gonna say this for another stream because I'm going. But for those people that really know me, that know my channel, I have 4 channels talking and stuff. They always demonetize you and take all your stuff down when you really go in on the truth, because the truth, especially for us, we're not allowed to tell the truth. They're gonna come after you. They're gonna come after you. But you guys, the stuff is there. Study the Immigration Act of 1990. Study the Immigration Act of 1986. Just go look at it. Look at the Immigration Act of 1980, 1976. Look at them. It's the same playbook running over and over again because they know that Negroes don't read nothing. You came here today. I had 200 and something people in this room. I'd never get 200 and something people in my room because you came in here to see something salacious. You wanted to see Tiffany, Henyard, and those people argue because niggas like watching niggas do nigga stuff. And nothing's going to change until we kill the nigga in you. That's why we say death to the real nigga and bad B over here. Niggas love nigga stuff. And nothing's going to change for our people or our children until you kill the nigga in you. The nigga in you has to die. You have to want better and have standards and have a more high ground. But a lot of you came in here and information was here. Sugar was here. Miss Glory was here. Y'all saw how many people was in the room. Look how many people in the room now. Because don't nobody want to hear this. Because now this is where the real work comes into play. See, we got all the information. We see, we listen, we know nigga stuff. We got a 88th degree black belt in niggerism. But actually having to do the work, that's a different story. But we're going to get ready to get up out of here, man. I want our people to know. I just wanted to just go in a little bit. I haven't went in so long, man. I had to get in my bishop mode. The responsibility is yours out there. It's your children that's dying in these communities. It's our communities. It's our responsibility to each other. We got the illusion of inclusion of being free so much we believe we don't even need each other no more. Y'all falling for all that crap that they putting out there. Y'all falling for all that crap. So I want y'all to understand. Remember, I love my people more than they hate themselves. And I pray to the universal creator most high that these words was enough to inspire you. These words was enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words was enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. I hope that you had this information at the water cooler on the job, pillow talking with your boo, walking down the street with your friends, on the phone with your mom, chilling and watching the game with your dad. It's time that we start having the conversation, and I need you to kill the nigga in you. We got to get the trauma out, and we got to understand who we are and what we represent as a people in this country. We have immigrants coming here, and they are not our friends. And we are becoming a permanent underclass people. And we are now single-handedly setting up the pure destruction of the children that's coming behind us, because we constantly disrespect the mercies of God and the ancestors that was there before us. You came in here tonight because you wanted to hear nigger stuff. You didn't come in here to better yourself. That's why I said when you leave here, I hope you leave here greater than what you was before you came. I said, I love my people more than they hate themselves. And I pray to the universal creator most high that these words was enough to inspire you. These words was enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and know you have to make change. These words was enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. If you can't kill the nigga in you, then ain't nothing gonna change. So I'm out. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.